Hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to make some more ice cream tonight. And in fact, we're going to make rum raisin ice cream again. I know we made that a few weeks ago. This is a different recipe. So you want to watch this. You'll notice there's no Cuisinart ice cream maker up here. We're not using that tonight. There's no KitchenAid mixer. We're not using that tonight. All we're going to use are the ingredients, a big bowl, a whisk, and my arm. Okay. Also, we're going to use CocoWhip. Now that's kind of like Cool Whip, except for it doesn't have the hydrogenated vegetable oil. It's a little bit healthier maybe for us. So we're going to start off with two. These are 9-ounce bins, tins, cans, tubs, whatever. We're going to use two of those. If I can get the top off. There's one. Here's number two. Okay, now to this, I'm actually going to make a little valley in this to hold the condensed milk so it doesn't just go everywhere. And that's what we'll add in next. We want 2 cans of condensed milk. There's one. Here comes number 2. Okay, now I'm not going to mix it up yet, we'll do that in just a minute. I'm going to add 2 cups, 1 pint of half and half. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of vanilla extract. And then we want to add 4 teaspoons of our rum extract. Okay, now we've got all that in here and it's time to mix it up before we add in the rum raisins, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. Takes a bit to get this going. Now you may be saying, can I use a mixer or beater? Yes, if you want to. I just like to use my hand. Or you like the way it smells. I forgot the spoon was in there. Hey, that's working a little better now. I still got some clumps though of the CocoWhip, so I'm trying to get those out of here. about the rum raisins. And when I made it last time, I let the raisins soak for 2 days, 48 hours. They were quite plump. They were quite rummy. Maybe a little bit too rummy for some people. At least that's the feedback I received. So what I did this time was I only had them in there for 12 hours. So they still plumped up. I'm going to show them to you in just a minute. Okay, this is pretty well mixed. And it's also very loose in here. It's kind of hard to tell. I'll try to bring this closer, but it's very liquidy. So what we're going to do is we're going to let it harden up a little bit. Before we add in our rum raisins and our chocolate chips. So I'm going to set it in the freezer. So what we're going to do is freeze it for just a little bit. Other things are moving around in here. All right, now look at it in here. I'm going to show you these raisins. See how good they look? They're plumped up pretty much like they were before, but I only let them stay in there for 12 hours. Another thing about raisins, when you put them in the bowl, notice it's a glass bowl with a lid. When you take the raisins out of the box, they're going to be all stuck together. You want to make sure each one individually, gets into the bowl. You don't want to put in a bunch that are all mashed together, because then it's harder for the rum to get in there. So break them apart and pull off any stems that you see. And then once you've done all that, then add the rum. Make sure you put enough rum in there to cover the top and cover it a little bit extra, so that as these plump up, they will still stay covered in the rum. Okay, we're going to take a quick break while the ice cream base hardens a little bit, and then we'll be back and we'll finish it up. It's going to be great. Okay, we're back. I've had this in the freezer for a couple of hours, and it has really firmed up. You can see it's got a little bit thicker. There's still some of the liquid on the interior, so I'm going to stir it up a little bit, make it a little bit looser to get the thickened part in with the loosened part. I can use my whisk, get around the edges real good. Okay, so there we are. Now we're ready to add the rum raisins. We're going to add some chocolate chips. Okay. So I want to drain these because I don't want all the alcohol in here. I just want the raisins. So how many raisins is this? Well, it was one 9-ounce box. Not all of the raisins made it in here. Some of them were defective or whatever, so I just tossed those, and it's the rest. It's probably about 2 cups. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to dump them in. And I want to add in 2 cups of the semi-sweet chocolate chips. There's 1. I think it would be great. Let's do the whole bag. This was a 12-ounce bag. I think it would be great just with the chocolate chips without the raisins. We may do that at some point. Okay, see it's all mixed together here. Look at that, see it's going to have, once this freezes back up overnight, it's going to have lots of raisins, lots of chocolate chips. It's got a great flavor. That's really good. Lastly, I told you this last time, I used Bacardi, the dark rum, because it had dark raisins. If you use the yellow raisins, you want a lighter colored rum. So that's about it. This is going to make about 22 servings. It's going to be great. Okay, so we had the ice cream in the freezer for an hour. I pulled it out, put in the raisins and the chocolate chips and stirred it up, and I put it back in the freezer. Now you're going to have to take it out of the freezer again in about an hour and mix it up again. You may have to do that twice, or just wait, leave it in there for the first time for about 2 hours and then pull it out and add in the raisins and the chocolate chips. What you're trying to do is make sure that the raisins and the chocolate chips don't sink to the bottom. So you want to stir them up, get them mixed throughout the ice cream mixture, and to where they stay suspended in the ice cream mixture. Then just let it freeze for about another 4 hours and it's ready to go. And this formula really is a really good tasting rum raisin ice cream. So I hope you try it out. Thanks.